Hi, YouTube. Excuse me. How are you? I'm doing pretty good, not bad. I'm going to be talking today about narcissists and their smear campaign. And if you don't know what the smear campaign is or flying monkeys, um, I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. I noticed that there's so many narcissists in the world, and what I mean by that, whether they have full-blown narcissism or they're borderline, um, some kind of psychopathy, there's a lot of it in the world, self-centeredness from people in general, and it's gotten worse through the decades from what I've seen. uh, I'm going to give you some examples of what happened to me about 4 years ago and how I dealt with it and what I'm dealing with in my personal life from people with what I call and professionals call the smear campaign, because when they can't control you, they incorporate other people to help attack you, and that's what we call flying monkeys. So just a sec here. About maybe 5 years ago now, I was on a live stream, and there was these two sickening people talking about religion. Um, I had only went to the channel because I was watching a guy with a telescope up in Canada, not far from me, showing sky phenomenon and moon videos and whatnot, and I found it fascinating. I've got a couple of telescopes. I don't use them. Um, I was hoping that there'd be some kids around to enjoy night viewing or whatever. I mean, I've used them, but not, I don't have them set up to it's not my daily thing. Um, but it's super interesting to me. So on the word of this person that had this channel, I went and listened to what his brother's channel was saying. Here's this man and this woman, these two people, um, just talking out of their asses when it came to what the scripture said. They're saying they're Christian, but they're following Judaism, and I'm trying to tell the idiots the difference between the stuff and the similarities, and actually what they were teaching people wasn't the actual scriptures. It was part of the playbook, like all major religions. It's a part of a system. It's a plan, just to keep people subservient. And I was watching a Lady Babylon last night. He was talking about the same thing. I'll share it in my community, if not in the description here. But so I tried to get their attention with the truth, and they kept ignoring me, and finally to the point. And this dude wasn't just preaching. He was like, "You're gonna go to hell" type of preacher, um like, "You're dirty, you're dirty," and that type of attitude towards people. I'm like, "Excuse yourself, motherfucker." And I wrote something, like, "I hope you fail because you're a dumb mother," or whatever. So the next thing I know, um I had lost like probably 300 subs just in one whack because of that, because this dude made a song about me. There's a couple songs out on the internet about how bad I am, you know. There's some clay figures out there of Doug and I and some other people, but um, I was a feature in these little videos. Look up my name, you'll see them on. You'll see probably see some of the clay figures, you know. Just some terrible shit, you know. That's what you call flying monkeys. And the thing is with people like that, when they want to believe the version that the narcissist is telling them, they've got a preconceived idea about you or I already. It's not you don't have to really beg a flying monkey to turn against the person that you're attacking. They already have an inner feeling of wanting to believe the worst out of you to begin with. So they're going to believe what that person is saying because they want to. You know, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. If it benefits them or their egos in any way, that's what a flying monkey's going to do for the narcissist. They'll turn on you in a heartbeat. And they're also potential narcissists, if not full blown narcissists themselves, that will gang up on you if you've ever been in that type of situation. But I wasn't going to hold back, and I knew it was going to blow everybody. I mean, it probably didn't help that I was like I used some foul language calling them fat ass bitches or whatever it was. My feelings were hurt and they lied about me. So I went on the attack. They said that I was uh although I was taught by Jesuits and Masons. A priest raised me, not a Catholic preach. He's a Minneapolis Jew. He was um, the bloodline. But I had access to material other people didn't have. And I also had people that were working from the inside of Masonry or Shriners or Knights of Columbus. There's one other big, just Muscatich rights, um, been around all and more, those type of people all my life. So I was accused of being Masonically connected. But the thing is, I ran away from them and their control over other people and my inheritance when I was 17. I started the paperwork when I was 15. I started running away at 5, but I made it pretty far at 12 and states away by the time I was 15. So, and the pain that I went through being homeless or cold or starving or sleeping on, these fuckers didn't care. No, they just wanted to call me a Mason and call it good. So I had all these people attacking me. Why? Because they wanted to, not because it was fucking true, you know? And that's what the smear campaign is. And it can happen within your families. It can happen in groups of people. And if your integrity, um, your just a minute. There's another word I want to use there. Just a sec. I'll light a cigarette. I'll get there. Oh, geez, and yeah, I'll get there. I will. Your um legacy, your integrity, your um how you're presented to the world. There's another word I'm searching for here, but I think you're getting the idea anyway. I might get there. But oh God, and then it was right there and it went away a second. Okay, just a minute. Um, I'll just take a puff of my cigarette and think for a moment. Yeah, I get a little, even now, a little pissed off thinking about it, but then they're not worth it. It's your, just a minute, reputation. Yes. If you don't care about your reputation, you can just let it go. But when you're a warrior and you have integrity, you just don't let things go. And that's where my peace and my passive nature takes a hike. The second somebody attacks my integrity, those are fighting words. I will fight to the death, either mine or theirs when it comes to that. And I'll even make it worse. If it gets bad for me, it's going to get really bad for you. That's the way I don't play, you know. So, um, just a word to people that are going through these types of things. Yeah, they employ other people to attack you also, or to doubt you, or belittle you, or even to question you. But the thing is, you have to consider the source. These are people that already want to believe the worst in that situation. Like I say, doesn't matter to them if it's true or not. They were already not your friends or your family. They were already betrayers of trust, you know. So, and then I just made it worse. Every day I'd get on there and I lost subs every day for probably 6 months. They didn't let it go, and I didn't let it go for the longest time. Well, I did go over there when he was calling me a Mason, and I wrote it, "This is slander, and I'm thinking about prosecuting you." Because it is slander when people are saying things about you that are not true. If they say, for an instance, if you say you were pulled into a cop shop because they wanted to question you about something, and there could have even been charges on you, but if you actually didn't do any criminal time and were not sentenced with a crime, and then you have people out there, and this goes for, I know somebody that went up against the Catholic Church, and these motherfuckers slandered him. That's slander against this person's reputation, you know. That's punishable by law. It is. And you know what the worst of it is? It's all documented by the police and the Catholic Church, you know? So, and he even lost his job because he was working at a Catholic school. Um, Not only is that slander, that's um wait, there's another law that it's illegal. Just a minute. That's discrimination because of his beliefs. He was hired as a teacher, as an instructor, and um, they had asked him to help with this play that they were doing about an ancient doctor, um, or a woman with medical knowledge way back when. And so when he put this play on, and it wasn't what they expected because it included human interactions, sexuality, DNA transfer, medical devices, and one of the medical devices happened to be an alabastrum or whatever would be like shaped as, like, for it was for feminine care, for inserting medication into the uterus, or like with a man, like the rectum, or things that they would do to medically treat people. But these girls in the prop department made these things and were pointing them at the priests in the audience, and the little pedophilic things got pissed off at Professor Hillman. So um and all of it is illegal in the United States of America. That's discrimination, and that's slander, and it goes even deeper than that. So anyway, but yeah, slander, it's not a, I mean, what if somebody wanted to kill me because they thought I was Masonic? There's a lot of people out there. I used to be one of them. You couldn't find me a Mason that I would talk to. I'd see them. I'd see that G on the back of their car. I'd be, motherfucker. I'd be like, I know you, you bastard. In my town, anywhere I went for the longest time, or some stupid bitch would tell me she's in the Eastern Star, and I'd, is that right? Yeah, they raised me till I divorced them, and I'd look at them like I just want to eat them alive, you know? So, yeah, don't let that slander and smear campaign and the flying monkeys, don't let them bother you, because these people were looking for a reason to jump on the belittlement train anyway. Whether it's family or friends or people out here on the internet, if they're going to attack you, or if they're going to believe something that somebody else said about you without knowing you. Even the person that said that about me, he doesn't know me. He just knows what either what I've said, and he twisted what I said intentionally, not caring about the pain that I had from being placed in that home, and trying to get out of it, not giving a about nothing that's real, just whatever could make him look better at that moment in front of the people that were giving him money on his live streams, because these women were giving him money, and he was just singing songs to me for free. But then when all that happened, and one of the things that came against me was one of his biggest supporters, and she was starting to get jealous. These people were starting to get really pissed off, because I also was listening to a French channel. I had a friend, and I don't know too, and then they'd play, okay, they're single people and they're young and they're playing their sexuality games, and I don't care, do talk, say whatever you're gonna do. you know I wasn't putting anybody down. Sometimes I'd put through a little funny something to let them recognize um their lack of control with people, or like, don't put me in that category or whatever. Um, so, but I think you know what I mean, you know. So yeah, ooh, did they attack? There was about, we used to call ourselves the sisters of this channel that I frequented. Oh, my sisters turned on me. Woo! Yeah, the minute that dude started singing love songs to me, they were starting to get fucking pissed. And like, I haven't seen that all my life. Whatever. whatever to the men that think they're singing love songs to me, too. None of it works. I'm not easily impressed, you know. I mean, I can be impressed, but like to what degree, you know? So, anyway, like I say, I was born with memories, and I know a lot of other people weren't. I know Doug was born with memories. He doesn't lose his ever. He knows it all. He knows it all. That's not a joke. I'm serious. He's just waiting for people to step up and do the right thing. I mean, what he thinks and how he actually is are two different things. What he thinks actually works for God, even if it's perverse. But his standards, it's like I ask people, like with Satan, who do you think he'd rather sit with? Some low life that he can control? Or does he sit with the angels? He's an angel, you know. He doesn't sit with the little freaks he can control. Are you crazy? He would get the best of the best that he could in his realm, you know. That's and I'm like that too. I want people around me the best of the best. I'm not going to settle for less. I'm not going to compromise my integrity for anybody. I don't care. I could be having the best day in the world, and then somebody says something stupid, and I'll never want to even see him again. I won't care. It'll be cut off right there. And that's something even my own kids didn't understand. It's like, yeah, I was that loving, nurturing, you can go to mom type of attitude with them when they were young, but wanting them to level up and not seeing them do that, I can't be that accepting, unconditional, loving type of feeling towards them. I can only love them as much as they'll let me. And what I see I don't like, I have to distance myself from it because that weighs on my soul. I can't take it. Like if you have people around you and like their mouths, their brains are just filthy. I'm not talking about foul language. I'm talking just ugh, that type of whoa. Like no, no. Um and they do these things and say these things in front of me to hurt me and to shock me. I'm not living like that for anybody. Love is not unconditional with an adult ever. Children? Oh, hell yes, hell yes. Every day, all day long, no matter who they are. You know. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I know like I was watching this one tarot card reader that didn't know if it's a boy or a girl. Confusion is rampant on our planet, by the way. But and I could hear the dark force talking to it, and I'm talking to it. And then to see where it's gonna go, you know, and it's pretty obvious. It was like, and I watched these people being played against me telepathically just to see where they were going to go with all that. till I got sick of it and I couldn't stand anymore. You know. uh, So, but this type of stuff has happened to me all my life, you know, and it never fails to fail with people because they do not level up. And I've gotten to the point where kids, parents, I don't care. I don't care who they are. If they don't want to walk with integrity and truth, I'm not walking beside them. I have conditions on my life. And what I want for the rest of my life. And when somebody settles for less, or you'll be surrounded with people that even lie to themselves in order to make themselves feel better by belittling you or whatever it is. If they can live with that lie, you let them live with it by themselves forever. Let them choke on their fucking lies, you know. And by the way, once again, it is slander. Untruths towards another human being is slander. And if you can prove that slander and it's documented, that's a criminal case, whether it's been pursued or not. So, like, I've had stupid people uh, try to belittle demean my psychological abilities and training. Just ignore it because they have mental health problems, even if they're family members. And that's almost even worse because um, they should know my training, but they ignore it and pretend it never even happened. You know, so it benefits them because then they can lie and connive and do whatever they do and pretend that I'm the warped one to make themselves feel better, you know, when my personality within itself is proof of my integrity, you know, and my legacy for the world is not um, dishonest, you know. You gotta pay to play is the way I look at it. And when you do something wrong, if you can't step up and level up, I've even gave the opportunity where I won't even lay you out on a piece of bread like butter. I won't smear you all over the place. I'll give you the opportunity to put that bread away before I open that whole thing, you know. Sometimes that's not good enough. You give the person the opportunity to step up and be a decent human being, but they're not willing to do it. They would rather continue in their dishonoring of another person to benefit themselves. And what their benefit is their ego. If you're not willing to put your ego aside and face the consequences of the wrongs that you've done in your life, you don't have integrity and you're lying to yourself, you know? So, well, that's probably about it today because, the thing is, look how many self-centered, I mean, just go out and smile at people in the world and see how many genuinely greet you as another human. They're also putrid, you know, they're inhuman, you know. It is, it's not human. They talk about human nature. Hmm, haven't seen that for quite some time. So, anyway, well, everybody, I appreciate you joining me. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.